Hi. So it's been 2 months since I got my ADHD diagnosis, and I just thought I would check in and let you know how I'm going with it all. It's been a wild ride, as I'm sure a lot of you will be able to sympathise with if you've gone through getting a diagnosis yourself. So let's have a chat about what I've found out in the last 2 months. And for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Lorna. You're watching Accidentally Awesome, where we talk about the awesome side of ADHD and try and be a bit more upbeat and bring it out of that closet of squirrel jokes and everything else that goes along with it. So, as I said, 2 months ago in start of February, I was diagnosed with combined ADHD. So I have the hyperactivity and the inattentiveness, and what a joy that brings. I got the diagnosis and was given medication. I know this is not always the way people want to go, and that is completely fine. But I had tried a huge amount of things and really felt that giving medication a go was worthwhile. So I started on the medication straight away, and it immediately had a massive impact on my life. So to begin with, before my diagnosis, I would really struggle to start things, and I had no idea why. It's the typical thoughts of you're just lazy, you can't be bothered, all those thoughts that go through your head that are not productive and fairly negative. And for me, getting the medication has really shown that that is not the case. It has been the way my brain has been wired. It struggles to start tasks and sometimes finish them. But mostly it's the starting of these more challenging tasks that really bothered me. So getting the medication meant that I actually got to start on some of the things that I've been wanting to do for ages. So, for instance, this YouTube channel. I've been really excited about doing this and speaking to other women with ADHD and delving into it a bit more, which has just been fantastic. Finding a network of people that I can speak to and say, is this just me or is this an ADHD thing? And they're all really good at giving you positive and useful feedback. And I think because of that, one of the other pros of having a full diagnosis is I'm becoming more aware of what my ADHD issues are. I think I've said in the past that I've gone to see heaps of different therapists. I've tried CBT, I've tried occupational therapy. Group therapy was really good. I quite enjoyed that. But none of them had picked up on the fact that I had ADHD. So now I feel like I'm catching up on almost 50 years of figuring things out. I mean, obviously in that time I have picked up skills, I've learned how to deal with certain things. But in some ways I feel like I'm starting from scratch again. But it's not a bad thing, because if I become aware of what is ADHD, like I posted a video a week or so, a couple of weeks back, about overwhelm. I'm now very aware of that being an ADHD issue, and I can take steps to figure that out and how it affects me and what I need to do. So becoming aware of these issues isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. One thing I would say is, after the initial euphoria of diagnosis died off, my ADHD was still here, which I know sounds ridiculous, but you kind of think that once you've got a diagnosis, that's it. And obviously it isn't. And now that that excitement of diagnosis and figuring it out has died down, I'm left with the fact that I have got ADHD. So again, that ties into becoming aware of my issues, figuring out what I need to do, what works for me. And yeah, it seems like a bit of a strange thing to say, but if you're going through diagnosis, things don't change once you've got it. It does maybe throw some light on things, but it won't just disappear. And I guess another part of it is I feel like I've got a lifetime of things to catch up on that I've perhaps missed or struggled with because of the ADHD. And yeah, I need to work at that and figure that out. So what I'm planning to do going forward, the kids are still on holidays and they're creeping about here. Hello, kiddos. Out you go. What I'm planning to do is when the kids go back to school next week, I'm going to draw up a plan for the school term, and that's going to cover a YouTube schedule for getting my videos done, the writing schedule for what I do for the magazine, designing stuff for my Etsy store because I've got quite a few new products coming out, making sure that I've got exercise in, and making sure that I'm taking my time when I'm journaling. So I think planning for those things, oh, and eating as well, eating. One thing I've found is that my meds really suppress my appetite, which is good. But then I don't realise that I'm really hungry and then I just eat crap. So I'm going to be making up sort of snack boxes that I will keep that are healthy food, that I'm not going in and raiding the kids' chips. And I'm getting the stink eye for that one. And, just looking after myself a bit better, taking a step back after the initial excitement and really trying to focus getting on track with it. So yeah, I'll be doing one of these each month from now on just to check in and let you know how I'm tracking with things. But I'm also interested in how you went after your diagnosis. Did you have the grieving period? I think I went through that prior to diagnosis because I was pretty sure that I had it. And once I'd figured that out, I went through that sort of anger and grieving stage to the happiness side of it. So yeah, I'd be interested if, did you go through that? Were you also amazed that it didn't just disappear in a puff of smoke? What things did you find actually changed for the better for you, knowing you had a diagnosis? And if you have relied on medication to help, what skills have you had to pick up on too? So yeah, leave some messages for me in the comments. I'd love to know. And obviously click the thumbs up, like the video, hit subscribe, do all those things so you're not missing out. And I will speak to you again soon.